KEMPER Profiler Tones and Talks. Hello, everybody. We're in season 5, and we are still crawling through the lowlands in terms of discussing, tone things, tips, and ideas about, lower tuned guitars. And today, basically, the subject will be how low can we go with the normal guitars. Hi, Thomas.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah, how low can you go with your regular guitar if you just don't want to invest in some additional piece of gear? So how much can you do with the guitar you have right now? And you looked into this and came up with some ideas, tips and tricks, and so let's just head over to you directly and get into it.
Okay, usually there's not a real limit how to tune down. So the limit is if the tone doesn't come. So but you need to watch out for some stuff, and it's better. This is the reason why they build baritone guitars, why they build basses with longer scales. So there is a reason that there's a limitation with a normal scale guitar. And there are some things to watch out. So the first thing, I said it already, is the scale. In my opinion, a little bit longer scale, so let's say the Fender scale of 25.5 inches, is a little bit better than the Gibson scale, which is 24.75 inches. So this is one thing. The other thing is you should, or I do that, I prefer that, to put a little bit thicker strings on the guitar, so the tension doesn't lose that much when you tune down the guitar. The tension loses because this is a physical thing, and with a thicker strings, you have a little bit tighter tension than when you tune down, let's say 2-3 half steps. So what I have today, or what I'm doing today, is take this physical down-tuned Duesenberg guitar and watch out for some stuff to get tight low-ended sounds, and using some fuzz and drive modules in the profiler, and how to deal with that, how to create your tight low end sound, or something like a warm tight low end sound, with this example I brought with me here. So the Duesenberg Star Player here is tuned. It has a scale of 25.5 inches, is equipped with 0.10 to 0.52 strings, and I've tuned it to a kind of like DAT-GAT tuning. So DAT-GAT is D-A-D-G-A-D, but this one is 3 half steps lower. So it is B, F sharp, B, and then E, F sharp, B. So the Kashmir, Led Zeppelin Kashmir tuning, 3 steps lower. That one. Okay, but I won't play Kashmir. The example is something like an electric blues style. So normal guitar with some electric drums and bass. And so for this example, I play a melody on the low E string, and this is how it sounds like. So this is the part, and let's take a look at the rig manager. and how the sound was set. Here we are.
This sounds very contemporary. Just a four on the floor and a story, and you have a song.
Maybe, but I don't have a 4 on the floor. Maybe we need to change that. Okay. Here is a clean sound. First of all, the clean tone. So you see 3 effects. I will show you. So this is the amp. A little bit of room reverb. Then spring reverb. This is the fan preset, I think. Reverb, spring reverb, and you don't see it here. It's called spring fan, this preset, and just adds a certain, old school vibe. And a little bit of 2-tap delay for some atmospheric sound. Quarter notes here, and synced to the song tempo of 92 beats per minute. So the idea is to get a little bit more dirtier tone using some drive or fuzz effects. But first of all, I needed to set the basic amp sound. And this is something to look at. I have the value, the Valve 3100 profile from my Liquid Profile pack. And the gain is set to 1.4, so really low. And I have an amp model from the Marshall Plexi Bright tone stack, which contains the bright cap intensity. You just need to see here, the normal doesn't have the bright cap. So I really prefer those bright cap sounds. And I'd like to show you again. So the bright cap intensity has only impact on the tone when you have lower gain. So when you have high gain, just check that out. Let's see, we have maximum bright cap intensity. Turning that gain down. Gets a more brighter tone without the bright cap. So that means when I turn that to 0, you have this tone. The sound doesn't change with maximum gain. But turning down, you get this then. So you can play with that. My first setup was in the center, somewhere near the center, and definition at 2.8, which is really low, getting a warmer guitar tone. And that's what I wanted. A little bit, more vintage warm tone, but you need to hear all the low string. Especially the low E string and the D string, because I'm playing the D string a little bit. And with a lower bright cap intensity, you get that one. Not that defined, so I wanted this more defined tone. The opposite thing is what you can do is turn definition up and turn the bright cap intensity a little bit lower. But for me, the tone is a little bit too thin. I really like to have it more fatter. So that was the decision, to get definition to 2.7 and bright cap intensity to 5.0. So this is a difference, and this is something really that you definitely should check out when you're using low-tuned guitars, or especially when you're playing guitars, when you're adjusting sounds with the profiler, and you like to use those tone stacks with the bright cap, then check out the difference between these settings: bright cap intensity at a lower value and definition a little bit higher, or the opposite way. So this is my basic tone. And now let's go to the recordings with drums and bass. And I think it wasn't a quarter note bass drum. Okay, here we are. Here's the Logic setup. And this is the sound which I played right now, the clean guitar tone. So yeah, let's take a listen. Okay, this sounds okay, sounds nice, but is not dirty enough. The next version is with the Kemper drive, and just set in front of the amp. The amp is in every example the same basic sound. We will get to the rig manager back later, but here is now the drive sound. Okay, a little bit dirty, but the next version is I try to use the fuzz. And this is definitely more dirty, but a little bit over the top. Let's take a listen. So what can... Pardon, Tom?
All right.
So for me, I think you like that one, but for me it's a little bit too muddy. You don't hear the D string that much. But what can you do when you have this muddy, great, gritty fuzz tone? The next thing is turn the volume back on the guitar, and that's what I did. The same sound, same rig, just turning the volume lower on my Duesenberg. This is how it sounds like. Okay, so this is a good mixture between the drive sound and the too much over-the-top fuzz sound from my side perspective. And I just added a little bit of wah frequency shifter to that one. So the sequent weapon to get some, modulated uni-vibe style sound with the fuzz. So this is the next one. Okay, so these are the sounds. Tom, the question first. What's your favorite, or would you do something totally different as last time?
Well, that all comes down, of course, to taste. And
Mm.
let me see. I need to go over here a little bit. And if it would be me, it would be the first one, the pure guitar. And I would have, it depends on how it should sit in the entire thing. I would have made it a little bit bigger, just with how you would do it as well, with some compression and stuff, and maybe a little bit of grit when you hit harder. But that's basically it. And then the fuzz one I thought was pretty interesting, and the fuzz one with the lower volume, because that's what I do anyways very often.
Yes.
And the frequency shifter was for me was a little bit too bubbly. That was a little bit too obvious there. I was thinking that would be nice to listen to this one with the how is this thing called? The new one, the harmonic tremolo.
Yeah, harmonic tremolo.
Because it has this mixture of trem and a little bit of, I don't know, weird phasing stuff, but really, really subtle. So that maybe, but I mean, that's all a
Yeah,
question of taste.
it's
So yeah.
everything matter of taste. What you also can do is blend two things together. Take the normal one on the left side, take the crazy one fuzz on the right side, and do double tracking. So this is something that I didn't want to do now, but I tested that and it works out fine too. So we can spend about 2 or 3 hours on these recordings. Let's go to the rig manager, and I'd like to show you some stuff and some settings.
Yeah, cool.
What I did to get these tones. So we have the Lowlands drive. This is the Kemper drive here. And for that one, I took definition at a higher value and turned down the tone. So here is the sound. It's a little bit more bright, the tone. If you go the opposite way, you get that one. A more fuzzy tone. Very interesting. I found that really interesting and also very nice. But for me, it was important to have this D string. But only if you only would play on the low string. It's more stoner style sound, so this is absolutely fine too. But
Yeah, like someone is gargling with bones.
yes. Then we have the Lowlands fuzz. Same stuff, but definition not that high as with the Kemper drive. The tone is turned back. And if you lower the volume on the guitar, you get this nice tone. And here also you can turn down the definition to get this more gnarling tone. But I'd like to have it, especially in the arrangement with bass and drums, you get a more defined tone. This is because of definition, and the guitar is better hearable, audible than with a lower setting of definition. So you need to turn then some frequencies up or turn the whole guitar channel up. So this sits better in the mix then. So then the wah frequency shifter. This is this guy here. and it was the preset bubbling one, just with a lower mix level. And interesting, on that tone or that effect, it's a touch effect, so it reacts on the intensity of the picked guitar. You hear a fast effect when you touch hard. It
Okay.
gets slower. So when you turn down the volume, you have this kind of like univibe sound. So that stuff, and then when you turn it up, and that's what I did in the recording. The first part, I played the first part with low volume on the guitar, a bit lower. Chords. And then turn the volume up. So you have really this stuff in your fingers, and you can control the tone and the effect with the touch sensitivity on the guitar, and I really like that stuff. So this is a very dynamic sound with the frequency shifter and including the fuzz. So yes, these are the sounds, and for me the conclusion is when you tune down your guitar, it depends on the guitar how low you can go, and then check out, when you're using some amp sounds, check out this bright cap stuff. So choose a tone stack with the bright cap intensity on, or with a tone stack with bright cap intensity, with a bright cap sound, and check out definition and bright cap intensity. And then again, add some drive or fuzz effects. Don't forget to try to turn down your volume, your guitar volume, because you get a thinner sound when the guitar volume is turned down at some guitars. Depends on the volume pot. But it definitely needs to take a try for that one. And especially the fuzz. With the fuzz, you get this gnarly tone, a little bit more dirty tone compared to the drive. So the drive is, for me, it's more natural, more normal sounding. Not in a better or not good way, but it's different. And with the fuzz, you get this crunch tones, but a little bit more dirty. So these are the things to think about with those lower tuned guitars, even if you have a bass 6, if you have a baritone guitar, or tune your guitar down how much you can go. Do you have something to add?
No, it just reminds me, listening to these tones, that Jack White is hosting the Tech Awards with his triple guitar, and that's a realm of tones I would definitely connect to what he's doing musically. So and also very, very, very contemporary, and so this is pretty now for alternative music and stuff, and even the fuzz in pop these days. You had it with the Teddy Swims. There's fuzz in there, and in rock not so much, but in pop and in alternative right now there's a lot of fuzz and filtering, and that's pretty interesting. Yeah. So, and that brings me to another thing that's quite interesting there, and I have to check if that is something we could bring across, because that's there's the tuning, if you have the lower tuning, and you had the bass 6 and the baritone guitar, and the last ones here it's a normal guitar, standard tune guitar, but tuned lower. And I think with your tuning, you're already pretty much in baritone.
It's quite baritone area, but it's only the B,
Yeah,
which is the low B normal for a baritone guitar, but I have then two half steps up, these two, but I could tune that down to all the baritone style. But I think for the Duesenberg, it has a really light string setup, very comfortably to play. So for those lower tunings, I need to higher the
raise
strings. Yeah, raise them.
to raise the strings. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
hear it on the E string. I think you have heard it. You have some bass on that one, a little bit. When I hit the string harder,
Which is also nice because
yes, it's drive from the guitar.
yeah. Because also this adds to it came to, I don't know if you ever heard of Coulter Waltz. It's a country singer, a very special story, and the early recordings he did, and the early recordings are just, I don't know, 6 years. Happened 6 years ago. He was pretty young then, but sounded really, really old. And he had this. It sounds like a broken acoustic guitar, and it's down. It's tuned down as well, and the strings are really snarling and stuff like that. But that adds to this entire performance thing. And he has also kick drum, this four on the floor thing, and I think this inspired a lot of the modern guys who do now semi-country versions of some pop and rock stuff with lower tunings and just very, very sparse instrument settings, and that's pretty interesting. But what I wanted to talk about is that well, you can tune low, and there are also different methods to get your guitar to live in a different register as well. And that's something I think we might want to address at some point afterwards. And that's about formants, like that's more like frequency and not tuning. And but to explain this, we would need a little bit more space for that than just an addendum to this one here. But I found it really inspiring, and also it's a great idea to just tune to a lower version of DATGAT.
Sounds mighty, very
Yeah, yeah, and the riffing, and you just do just some single strings, and then you play some chords, and the arsenal of tones and how much space you fill becomes much bigger than with a normal guitar approach. So that's really pretty inspiring. And so you guys out there will be able to check out Thomas' tone settings for your experiments, and you don't have to go that low if you don't want to change the strings. But I think if you have a regularly tuned guitar, if you go down to, I don't know, drop C or so, that should be doable with your regular strings as well.
Yes.
And just see what it does to you. I think it always inspires to do, to play and to write in a different way. So that's really cool.
And you have another opportunity where we will talk and listen to the next time. You can do down tuning, electric down tuning with the profiler. So combine that with take the lower setting that you can do with your guitar, and then take some more steps with the elevator.
Yes, absolutely, indeed. And and as I see this image here, just remember you can do this with with both,
Yes.
with all the models in between. That's pretty cool. So I don't want to close this one without mentioning that. All right, Thomas, again, thanks a lot for these tips and this inspiration, and see you again next time. Ciao.
Bye.